Welcome back to Open Line. I'm Tim Powers. Now going to go to line 1 and talk to Pam Parsons, who's a candidate for the Liberal nomination in the District of Portagrave. And Pam, I don't know if you heard it on another radio station, because I'm sure you only ever listen to this one, but yesterday I heard a gentleman raving about you, what a great candidate you were in a field of many candidates. You've clearly won some fans out in that district. How is your campaign going so far?
Well, that's wonderful to hear, and I must say I'm reaching out to a lot of people. It's a large district. Of course, the Portagrave district encompasses, we've got Mackinson's, North River, Clark's Beach, Onnebury, Portagrave, Coley's Point, Bay Roberts, Island Cove, Spaniards Bay, Bishop's Cove. I mean, it's a huge district, and I must say I'm reaching a lot of people, and I'm getting some great support. As you can appreciate, of course, the summer season, with this great weather, our summer festivals are in full swing. I attended the crab supper, the annual crab supper there in Portagrave. There were about 240 people in attendance. It was wonderful, I must say, and all that lovely crab donated by a local harvester. The Klondike Days celebrations in Bay Roberts just concluded yesterday. I attended the garden party in Coley's Point. And, of course, the Spaniards Day Lassie Days also concluded this past weekend. I mean, and to top it off, we've got the British Blueberry Festival that's happening this coming weekend.
Well, and you may have heard, as is reported in the Telegram and here on VOCM this morning, blueberries are good for the brain, so eat lots of those while you're out there. Question for you, because often, and it's not uncommon, we just saw it in Toronto where Adam Vaughan, a former broadcaster, won the Liberal nomination there and then won a seat in the federal parliament. How's the transition been from broadcasting to politics? What have you learned along the way?
Well, Tim, I mean, I've been a journalist now for about 8 years. I left my journalism career last March, and I worked on the Liberal leadership following that, and been involved with politics since. I think it's wonderful. For me, it was always a long-term plan. I mean, I completed a degree in political science at Mount St. Vincent University in Halifax prior to going into my journalism. So, it was my job as a journalist to talk to people. I mean, so that hasn't changed. Talking to people, something different every day. I mean, as a journalist and, of course, media, you're out at the festivals, you're out in the issues, and, in Hants Harbor when the fish plants closed down. It's something different every day, so that's not different, actually. And I'm finding it's a great advantage I have. I mean, I enjoy talking to people, and it was my job to get the facts, get the truth, and that hasn't changed.
Now, how many of you are running for that nomination? Is it 4, at least 4?
Well, you never know. You hear different numbers on a daily basis. At one point, we heard there was a dozen running.
Is that right?
And now it's down to 5, and tomorrow it could be 8. Who knows? I sincerely believe, this is something I've wanted for a long time. I'm well prepared for it. As I mentioned, I'm out there on a daily basis. A public meeting I attended recently, and there was at least about 200 people at this public meeting regarding the proposed wellness center.
Right.
A new pool for the Bay Roberts area. Of course, a regional facility. The pool that they have currently, that pool was constructed back in 1971. I mean, it's not a year-round facility. It was put in place to service the area during the summer months, but now, of course, this area is well overdue for a pool and wellness center all around. And it's wanted. The people in the district and the surrounding communities, they want this center. As a person growing up in the area, I utilize the Bay Roberts Pool, of course, myself in the summer months, but during winter, you have to make the trek to Carbonear, or even farther in over the bypass, of course, into CBS or into St. John's if you wanted to swim.
Is this, you're talking about the center, and it's interesting this week, and I'm sure you're hearing this a lot. I'm sure all candidates from all parties are hearing this a lot. Infrastructure, particularly in Newfoundland and Labrador, where you just talked about the pool being built in 1971, and that's 40-odd years ago. How often are you hearing about infrastructure, and what do you say as a candidate for office, knowing that, regardless of who's in power, you don't have an unlimited budget? I mean, where do you balance trying to make a promise, but the reality of understanding? Because your leader, Dwight Ball, has, to Dwight's credit, in my view, been very upfront about the need to be responsible with our resources, financial, and the look to pay down debt. So how do you balance making promises while at the same time addressing needs like critical infrastructure?
Well, back to the promise. I mean, the only promise I can make is to work hard, to be accessible, and to communicate with the district that I'm hopefully going to represent. Infrastructure, yes, everybody, and infrastructure, I may say, there's a major power block project happening just off the Veterans Memorial between Spaniards Bay and the Riverhead areas. That's underway and has been for some time and it's very promising. The district, I must say, is in great shape. I mean, we've got Bull Arm down the road. Mm-hmm. We've got Long Harbor down the road. And, of course, Argenta is coming online soon with the new project. I mean, we've got people who have grown up in the area, who have moved away to Alberta and other provinces. They're moving home, and it's a pretty fact that development is very healthy in the area. So there's no doubt for a need for infrastructure, and the people want it. But, of course, at the same time, we have to be fiscally responsible. The money that we're making, our province, we're in a great position now for the first time in our history, Newfoundland and Labrador, and we're a half province. Yep. We're a leader in the country. But we have to be responsible, of course, with our finance. Okay. That's definitely an no-brainer.
Well, got to leave it there for now, Pam. Thanks for calling in. Good luck. As I say, you might want to track that guy down. He was a big fan of yours yesterday on another radio station. He was singing your praises. But good luck to you and everybody else contesting that nomination.
That's great to hear, Tim, of course. And you and your friends at VOCM, come on out to the Brigus Blueberry Festival this weekend. As you mentioned, they have lots of great blueberries, which are very healthy for you.
Blueberries, good for the brain.
We look forward to speaking with, of course, people as the summer continues.
All right, thanks, Pam.
Thanks for your time.
You're welcome. Okay. That was Pam Parsons, one of the candidates for the yet-to-be-announced Liberal nomination in Portagrade. Now, before the break, going to go to Ashley